Time management. That is something that you hear so many people talk about. And really, in the insurance field, I haven't really seen too many videos on there. So today, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what helped me grow from $50,000 a year to $500,000 a year as an insurance agent and agency owner. Again, guys, if you're clicking for the first time here, my name is Nku Tafara. Helped scale an agency to 53 agents and over 35 million in team sales. And I'm going to show you guys exactly the 8 steps that I took for my time management, which by the way, I was absolutely terrible at, that helped me scale up to those heights and achieve said income. Number 1 is blocking my calendar into 90-minute intervals. So this means no distractions, no multitasking, pure focus on one task. I had customer service, let's say, for example, at 11:30 every single day. If agents try to come up to me during that time to ask questions, they would have to revert back to their desk and then basically reach back out to me in due time, which means after that time frame. But for the most part, what blocking my calendar would look like is every single 30 minutes to an hour until the day was over was structured for either appointments for clients, recruiting, trainings, one-on-ones with with agents. But every single thing was categorized within the first 90 minutes of me walking through the building. I knew what I had to do. And then as the day went on, I knew what times I had to go to the gym. I knew what times I had to go to lunch. And I knew what blocks that I had that allowed me to really lock in on the things that needed to be done for that day, for that week, or for any deadlines that needed to be met. Number 2, client work before 12 p.m. So this is when I'm coming in and I'm as sharp as I could possibly be. There's less interruptions during this time, and it sets the day momentum. For those of you guys that are in the insurance industry, I know that feeling when you walk into the building and within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, you set your first appointment, and it kind of sets the day. Whereas if you're coming in a little bit later and you're maybe not hitting the actions that you need to be hitting, then at that point, all the work that you're doing for your clients, customer service, or even outreach or responding to quotes, that's just setting you behind at that point when it comes to doing your outreach. And so I always try to do all of my outreach and setting appointment stuff in the morning, setting those up for afternoon when I did have the time to knock those out. Number 3 is I would check emails twice. Consistently, daily. I try to do it more than twice, but minimum twice, because again, if I'm trapped up in my emails, that's just another dark hole that I'm going down where I'm responding to every single person. Usually at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. I dedicated those times to making sure I was able to respond to emails. If someone got an email as far as the agent, someone got reprimanded, if anything important was through my emails, I would use those 2 time slots. Sometimes I would do it a little bit earlier than 4 and then a little bit after 4. But most days it would be twice a day to make sure that I'm getting the proper responses out there that I need to be getting. Number 4, every Sunday. So Sunday I wouldn't go into the office, but I would plan for the week. I would review goals, see where we're at as far as the team is concerned, set priorities, and schedule any key activities if we had any team building events, team meetings, trainings, anything of that nature. We use that to reset during the week. And I would do that on Sundays, especially because I wasn't coming into the office on Sundays, which, yes, we were open most Sundays. Number 5, automate follow-up. So through my CRM system, I became very, very, very proficient in the follow-up process. And so I would set reminder sequences. I would allow it to where, for my assistant at least, she handled a lot of the follow-up process. Or if you guys have VAs or if you guys are able to automate that process, I would highly, highly, highly encourage it. If you have already, increase your close rate and you're closing 30 to 35% of your insurance appointments that you're setting, this way nothing's going through the cracks and you're able to sit there and call through the leads that are interested, and whoever is setting the appointments for you, at least for me it was my assistant, she's able to just manually go through and check those follow-ups and then automate anything that needs to be automated in that sense. Number 6 is my assistant would help me with a lot of the admin work. So whether that's making PowerPoints, with the recruiting pitches, helping us grow, training the team properly as well was something that, as far as PowerPoints and whatnot, I had her put a lot of that stuff together, which helped me, take a lot of time for the agents, the one-on-one time that is. And again, I'm just speaking from more of the agency owner perspective. Once you guys get to the point where you are running your own team, delegate, 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 which is, the most important thing that I would say, because you're not going to be able to do everything yourself. And even if you are working remote and it seems manageable, I promise you that someone else can do something as menial as taking, attendance or trainings or following up on the recruiting pitches. All of that stuff can be automated, so you can turn your focus on how to scale and how to scale more efficiently. Number 7, this one's gonna shock you guys, but take real breaks. So I would always recommend to leave the building. Whether that's walking around the building, whether that's going for a walk, going to the gym, going and grab something to eat. Let your mind reset for at least an hour, nothing more than that, usually is what I recommend. And then come back refocused, ready to go back at it. In terms of outreach is concerned, for me at least, it was the gym middle of the day that helped me reset and come back and get ready for the recruiting pitches that we were doing. And that's something that no phone, no emails, I'm not responding to people 24/7 unless it's an immediate emergency that someone needs. I would always tell them to refer over to their direct upline. And that way you're respecting your time and you're not becoming a slave to the system itself or a slave to the office, and you're becoming a zombie by the end of the day, which is only going to result in burnout at the end of the day. Is the only thing that's going to do for you. And then the last thing is saying no more often. So you don't have to meet with every single person all of the time. You do not have to take every single appointment of someone that's interested in insurance, because at the end of the day, for the agency owners at least, quality is much more important than quantity. A lot of agency owners, they prefer to have their offices packed out with only 20% of people writing. I think that deflates the culture. And so for me, if someone's on board and they're ready to start and they really want to start, but they don't have the prerequisites, they don't have a car, they don't have a computer to get started, then unfortunately it's not going to be the right time for them to jump into something like this. And so I would revert them over to maybe getting another job to save up for the money to then again eventually come back and really give this 110% effort. But I mean, that's some of the time management hacks that I was able to implement that helped me transition to $500,000 a year selling insurance and managing insurance agents at my firm. Again, guys, time management is not about working more. It's about working smarter. Again, for you guys that have any questions, please comment down below about what's been your biggest time management challenge in the insurance industry, and if you were at all able to solve that, or if this video helped out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more insurance tips and insurance agency tips as well. Stay safe.